I'll ask a hypothetical question, but then a very real question, and maybe we can end with this. If money were no object, what one tool do you feel like would help most in this fight? And then follow with that, the second question is, have we started to build up enough momentum on a local level to pass the kind of funding that we may not be getting from the state or the federal level to help combat this? So if money were no object, what would you do? But are we ready to commit to committing money to this on the second hand?
I would come back to the person that comes and literally sees the person struggling with the disease. That phone call, that individual person going, and I've heard story after story that would have changed the game. And so I would align the resources. That one phone call gets you that one person there. And I think there's a growing sense that this is a need, this is a crisis, this is a problem. I don't sense yet the collective will.
If money were no object, in accordance to Ohio Revised Code, the Adams Board is the safety net for the behavioral health system. If money were no object, I'd create the continuum. Am I cheating on my response? Because I'm getting a lot of different programs and services, more of, starting with prevention for school age, through community forums, to early intervention, treatment, sober housing, recovery housing, peer support. So a continuum of care. If money were no object, I would enhance it.
And do you think that we're getting close to a will to start adding funding? We weren't there in Lorain County. Have we started to get there in Cuyahoga County?
We certainly are going to move towards creating the will. I recognize we have work to do within our community through public awareness campaigns, acceptance, education. We've been combating stigma for as long as I can remember, but we're still not yet there. So I think we need time to do more around information, education, and building resources.
Tough question, and there's, it's almost unfair.
Well, that's why I ended with it.
Here's my answer. What do we pay our cardiologists to treat the heart? A diseased heart that's diseased because of, largely of choices people made in lifestyle. Why don't we pay the person who treats the mind, the diseased mind, the addiction psychiatrist or the mental health professional, in a similar fashion. If we could change that, we'd attract more people to that, we'd attract more research. If you have more of the best and brightest working on this problem, and we'd have our medical providers involved in the solution.
Chief?
I think if money was no object, it would have to be the availability of detox and treatment at all hours of the day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, supplemented by people who come directly to the where they're needed and provide that one-on-one, letting this person understand that he's valued and his life is important and that he can do this and there's people here who want to help you. I think that would be if money was no object. As far as the collective will, in Lorain County, actually they are working together. Our ADIS board has brought together. They started the Narcan program there in the state. They're working on the Perry program. They're working on the emergency response team. So they have the collective will, I think, in the county. Now the public didn't have that,
Right.
didn't support it, because it was such a large, request. But I think what probably needs to be done more is bringing that collective will together with the collective will of Medina County and Cuyahoga County and becoming a larger advocacy voice and then approaching the state and federal level.
Yeah, we don't ask our local taxpayers to fund Ebola and Zika. Right. Why are we doing the same? We need a top-down approach from the federal government.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to thank you all for being here today. This was a great conversation, and hopefully it's just something that continues the conversation as we move forward.
That's good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Good.